Hey y'all. So I'm out here walking and talking with Jesus, right? And I'm just thinking about this whole like love thing, right? Cuz it's the month of February and it's all about love. Um and so like all of the sermons and the preaching is about love and stuff like that, right? Which is important because it is the first two commandments that we're supposed to abide by, right? Love God, love people, right? And then everything else he'll take care of. And so um I got to thinking because I've heard it like, preached like different ways or taught different ways. Um, but um his word was like, if you love me, you feed my people, right? Like he said stuff like that. He said, think of others highlier than you think of yourself, right? Like put other people first, right? And so I'm like, okay, like most people, what I'm saying, can typically do that, right? They can for a certain amount of time put other people first, right? Until they start feeling like they're not getting nothing in return. And that's because they're looking for the return to come from man and not God. Um, that's just my opinion. Anywho, and so he started dealing with me because where I am right now, as I follow him blindly, right? Is you can't love people if you don't love him, right? And if we say we love him, then we'll keep his commandments, right? And the first two is love him, love people, right? And so I'm like, okay, but are we really loving people like we're supposed to, right? And yeah, he says that, what I'm saying, we'll make mistakes because we're human. um but then are we going back to that person and we're saying, hey, I offended you, and you offended somebody, because when you say something that's offensive, their body language will change, or what I'm saying, like their facial expressions will change, the tone will change, right? And if you're paying attention, right, to the other person and how they're responding to you, um you definitely know if you've offended somebody, right? And um and then you get that little thought in your head like, dang, did I offend that person? Like, what did I say? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's when you should go to God and be like, Lord, if I offended somebody, what I'm saying, show me where the offense is. And when he points that thing out, like, you got to be humble enough to go back to that person and be like, yo, you know what? I did see, what I'm saying, that something I said caused you to change, right? And I'm sorry. Like, I apologize, right? I didn't mean to offend you, right? And you have to just leave it like that. Right? Because if you truly are loving God and loving people, then you can do things like that. And in my quiet time with him, he's like, that's where we're failing each other. Like, yeah, we're not going to be perfect with like interactions of love and loving one another, but in those times that we're not, like, are we really going before him and asking him, like, show me my offense, Lord, show me where I offended that person? Because they didn't leave, like, we didn't leave that situation in love, right? So show me where I erred at so that I can go back and make it right. Because here's the thing, it's better to do that than to sit in your stubbornness, and your unforgivenessness, or your selfishness, and thinking that, like, oh, because they did it to me or they did something to me, like, that causes me to like respond or react in that certain way. It's still wrong, right? And it doesn't line up with his word, because if we offend somebody, we're supposed to go back and we're supposed to make it right. That's what he says, right, in his word. And so if we don't abide by those things, even when we are in error, right, like even when we are the one who offended somebody, if we don't go back and make that situation right, um we're living in disobedience. We're living in disobedience. And I mean, the word tells us exactly what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to do it. And it's plain, like, it's simple. Like, and a lot of people, you know, I don't know, like, they read it, but then they don't live it, right? And then so that's like still disobedience, right? Like, I just don't understand. But I'm right now, like, I feel like if anything, like if I get any conviction about anything that says like I left somebody in offense, like I'm gonna be like, yo, hey, let me talk about this thing. Like, I'm sorry if it made you feel some type of way, or you know what I'm saying, like it caused you to react or respond in a certain type of way. But forgive me, right? Like, forgive me, and then I leave it to God and I let Him handle it the way He needs to handle it, so that it can work in the way He is designing it to work, not the way I think it should go, but the way He has designed it to be, right? And I don't know them plans, because I ain't consulting Him like that for that, because He knew I couldn't bear that, so that's why He has that authority, right? And so, y'all, just humble yourselves, right? Like, just because it's gonna be better for you I'm trying to tell y'all, it's gonna be better for y'all to humble yourselves and just go back to that person and make that offense right, than to just let that pride sit in you, because that's a sin, y'all. Being prideful is a sin, and we can't do that, right? And so that's why we're failing each other in love, because we aren't loving each other the way He has commanded us to love, right? Because He's patient with us, He's kind to us. He's not insistent on His own way, because He gives us choices every day. We get up every day and we get to choose what we want to do, and He allows us to do that, but He still walks with us. And so if He is God enough to keep walking with some of us who just took forever to get it together, then what makes me more higher than Him, right? Like, why can't I just walk with the people, right, in love, until He does what He needs to do in their lives, and then they can see that example in my life, and maybe it might help them a little longer, a little farther up the road. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, that's how He gave it to me. So I mean, when He tell me to share it with the people, I got to share it with the people, so I shared it with the people. Now y'all take it, do what you will as with it, and then, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and be great at whatever it is you do today, because He's walking with you, right? And He allowing you to do that. So who am I to tell you you're wrong? um and every day He gives you the time to just, that just means He giving you a little bit more time to get it together, right? And go back and apologize and forgive some of them people who believe that they, you know what I'm saying, they justified in how they made you feel. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm just saying, I just challenge you. I don't know. Just challenge you to just go apologize to a couple of people and see what God do for you, right? See how they make you feel, right? Because I'm saying, when you're free, you're free. You're free. Like, I ain't got no worries, y'all. I just be like, all right, Lord, here it goes. It's on you, because you already know the outcome. Who am I to tell me who the outcome gonna be? I don't know. You know. So why not just give it back to you, and then I just walk and wait until you ready to reveal. I don't know. That's just the way I'm thinking, y'all. But y'all go ahead, be great, and whatever it is you choose to do today, don't let nobody else tell you nothing different. All right. If you chose to do it, and then you do it to the best of your ability, okay? And you just honor God in it. You know what I'm saying? And watch Him move. You know what I'm saying? He might change somebody's life in that one situation. You don't never know how He gonna use you. Just let Him use you. All right. I love y'all. Bye.